All right, hey YouTube, it's Fred. I just wanted to update my channel a little bit. It's been a long time since I've put any kind of real dedicated content out, and I've got some things in the pipeline as well as some interesting things that have happened since probably the last time I put any real effort into this, and kind of a renewed interest in filming, so we're going to see where that takes us. But just to start out, I ended up selling the Ducati Hyper, my most popular video, which I don't know, had like 2,000 views or something, which is pretty big for me. Was for the oil change that I did on the Hyper. Awesome bike, lots of fun. Wasn't using it, so since it was still worth some money, I sold it. So I sold it last fall. It's something that I thought about long and hard, and I loved every single day I walk downstairs and see it when I would go by to walk out to the garage to go to work. First thing when I open the door and I get home, I open the door and it's sitting right there in our basement. But I really was just not using it, so I ended up selling it. But on the other hand, that has sort of freed me up to spend more time driving the car, and I've spent a lot of time doing just that. So this is my third season owning the Corvette Grand Sport, and it's been fantastic. Anyone who has spent some appreciable seat time in these cars, the C7 and specifically the Grand Sport, will realize just how amazing they are, how fast, how well it handles, how composed, and really just the car is purposely amazing as far as performance and handling. I've taken out a number of people for first rides in it, and they've all been pretty well blown away. So I've been driving that a lot. I've also spent a fair amount of time doing some driving instruction. I started out down in Atlanta. I went to the Porsche Experience Center, and I rented a 911 GT3 and got 90 minutes on the track talking with an instructor, learning primarily high-speed handling, and then I spent the rest of my time on both. They had a drift pad donut course where you can basically, they water down some polished concrete and you go out and you learn how to drift. And then we went to the low friction street track that they had and learned how to drift the car. And I was able to get through the entire road course drifting the car without ever going really in a straight line, which is pretty amazing. I went to Lime Rock Park in Connecticut and took one of the car control clinics there through I think it was the SCDA, and learned car control on a skid pad, and then took it out on, it's not the road course, they have a car control autocross type course, and took the car out there, learned about turning off the traction and the stability, and kind of the balance and the way that the car handles and functions differently, and got it out and really started to drive the car to the potential that it has. The mechanical grip that the Corvette has, especially with those super wide 13-inch rear tires, has been pretty crazy. The G-force alone just to break loose on the skid pad really was shocking. So I did those things, and I'm in the process of trying to figure out when I can do a track day. I got to buy an open face helmet with I think it's SA 2015 certification. My motorcycle helmets won't work, and so I'm kind of looking for that. I'm hoping to do at least one or two of those before end of summer. Maybe do a time trial or autocross or something. I'm also in the process of setting up a number of group rides for me and some of my friends up in the White Mountains, and really just continue to enjoy the car. That said, though, I've actually just as of yesterday I purchased another car. So my wife and I are now have 4 cars, which is probably a little excessive. My wife has a XC60 Volvo. I've got a Toyota Tacoma, which honestly I don't use it as a truck very often. We use it to go to the transfer station, we go to the hardware store, and in the winter when there's snow we use the 4-wheel drive. But primarily it's one of those things that I'm not getting the benefit of having a truck for the most part. It's fully paid off. It's an 07. It's got 176,000 miles. Bought it new, done all the service. It's in excellent condition. So I don't want to get rid of it, but it's also, I'm not getting a lot of benefit for it. And then I've got the Corvette Grand Sport. So that's a weekend only car. I don't drive to work with that. I don't park it anywhere. I don't go to the grocery store with it. So I needed a new daily driver. Really the idea was I want something that's a little more fuel efficient. I've decided I'm going to stop taking the train into Boston to go to work, and I'm going to be driving in. And so by driving in, I'm using more gas, means something a little more fuel efficient, but I also didn't want to sacrifice fun, and I didn't want to sacrifice the ability to carry 4 people, to carry some gear in the back, that kind of thing. So as of yesterday, I put a deposit down on a car. It's being shipped up here from New York. So I should have it within the next week or so. I'm not going to say what it is just yet. We'll kind of have that be something that I'll do a whole video about it and a walkthrough. But I should have some content about that soon. Suffice it to say, it's fun. It's pretty fast. It handles really well. But it's also functional, and it should be a blast. I'm pretty excited. I've been looking online at all the different stuff you can do to it and get for it. I'll give one clue. It's CPO, certified pre-owned, so that might open a couple doors. And let's see, looking forward to the channel and what some of the next steps are. So definitely I realized my channel's been kind of boring. I've got the sticker on my car that says, hey, come and check out the Freezy channel for YouTube. And there's really not a lot of content here. I had originally started with the idea of something where I'd film as I'm driving and talk about stuff. So looking back at my channel, I realized that A, I hadn't provided a lot of content recently, and B, some of the content, either it's not filmed very well, sound quality sucks, that kind of thing. So I'm really going to take a little bit more of an initiative to make the channel more interesting and engaging. Specifically, it's going to be focused around kind of cars and car news, things that I'm interested in, as well as I definitely am going to tailor it more towards things in my life. So it'll be the Corvette, it'll be this other new car that I've just purchased, and it may even be some bike content. I know that the Ducati video is pretty popular, but I'm also going to kind of keep my eyes open in the bike world, and there are a few developments coming along that are pretty interesting, not the least of which is what's sitting behind me here, which is the new Ducati Street Fighter, which is based on the V4 from the Panigale V4. So there may be some content there in the near-ish future. Content-wise, I'm going to do a mix of videos like this where I've got just me sitting in my house or at a desk or outside somewhere. But I'm also going to mix that in with when I have the opportunity. I've got telemetry and car video from the Corvette. We're going to have video from some of the car shows I go to, and really just sort of evolve it organically. I don't have any huge goals for the channel. This is more for me just because I enjoy filming. It's a creative outlet, and I get to be a little bit more creative than what I do for work. So I'm excited about it, and I hope this is interesting to anyone watching. So I'll catch you guys soon. Thanks.